Imagine holding a coin in your hand that most people would glance at and dismiss, a simple penny from 1971. But some verified examples of the 1971's Lincoln cent have quietly sold for prices that leave even seasoned collectors intrigued. We're not talking about hype or guaranteed riches. We're talking about coins that, in the right hands and the right conditions, have shown life-changing sale results for select examples. If you own pennies from this era, what you're about to discover could reveal hidden financial potential you never expected. Stay with me because every detail matters. Let's start with a little context. The 1971 Lincoln penny belongs to a fascinating era in U.S. coinage. It was minted during a time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with production techniques and transitioning into modern mass circulation. While millions of pennies were released that year, some mint marks and varieties are quietly coveted by collectors. Here's where many people get confused. Not all 1971 pennies are created equal. The S mint mark, for coins struck at the San Francisco Mint, can be a subtle clue to something collectors pay close attention to. While most circulated coins are worth face value, carefully preserved examples can reach values far beyond that, especially when they've been certified by reputable grading services. Now, let's break down what sets high-interest 1971's pennies apart. First, the composition. Most 1971 pennies are made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, but variations in striking and finish can create subtle differences. Collectors quietly watch for proof-quality strikes or uncirculated examples, because these coins often command the highest interest. Second, known varieties. Some 1971's pennies show double die features, particularly on the obverse. This is when the image or lettering appears slightly doubled. This difference can completely change interest and value. While casual holders may overlook it, collectors know that spotting a double die can transform a common penny into a sought-after piece. Third, condition. Here's a detail collectors quietly watch. Even small scratches, cleaning, or environmental wear can reduce value dramatically. That's why patient sellers, who carefully preserve their coins over decades, sometimes discover unexpected income when they finally market them correctly. Realistic value ranges vary widely. A heavily circulated 1971's penny might be worth just a few cents above face value. But in uncirculated or certified condition, some coins have sold in the hundreds of dollars, and rare varieties, especially the double die examples, can fetch life-changing sale results for select examples. Mistakes that reduce value are common. Many coin owners unknowingly wash pennies, polish them aggressively, or store them in unsuitable materials. These missteps strip away the coin's natural patina and collector appeal. So, if you're inspecting your 1971 pennies, handle them with care and avoid cleaning. They're much more valuable in original condition. Here's another tip. Patience is key. This is where many people get confused. They see a coin and expect immediate value. But history shows that coins from the 1970s, including the 1971's, often gain attention gradually, and those who hold on to their carefully preserved coins sometimes uncover quiet wealth discovery years later. So, take a moment and check your own pennies. Look for that small S mint mark, examine the strike, and pay attention to condition. Even coins you thought were ordinary could hide financial potential. And if you're curious to continue exploring, watch our next video about other Lincoln pennies with surprising collector interest. Remember, knowledge and patience matter far more than speed when it comes to uncovering these hidden treasures. Most people don't realize it, but there's a 1972 Lincoln penny that has quietly captured the attention of collectors across the country. No mint mark, just a small copper disc. Yet verified examples of this coin have sold for prices that leave even seasoned collectors stunned. Now, before you start checking your change, remember, not every coin from 1972 is rare, but some examples hold hidden financial potential that's impossible to ignore. Today, we'll break down exactly what makes this penny different, and why patient collectors have turned it into life-changing sale results. The 1972 Lincoln penny comes from an era many call the modern copper pennies, but it's also a period filled with subtle varieties and mistakes that collectors still chase today. Most 1972 pennies were struck at either Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The ones without mint marks from Philadelphia look almost identical to every other penny in circulation, but that's where the details start to matter. This is where many people get confused, because what appears to be an ordinary penny can sometimes be the rare exception. Collectors focus on this date for a few key reasons. First, the no mint mark 1972 pennies are harder to find in pristine condition simply because so many were spent and worn down over decades. Second, Certain varieties, like double dies or subtle striking errors, can completely change a coin's value. Here's a detail collectors quietly watch. The sharpness of the date and the strength of Lincoln's features can mean the difference between a coin worth just a few cents and one commanding hundreds of dollars in certified condition. The 1972 Lincoln penny is 95% copper, with 5% zinc, like most pre-1982 cents. But not all are created equal. Some show double die obverse characteristics, especially around the liberty and the date. Others may have weak strikes or slight die cracks that, surprisingly, can increase collector interest. This difference can completely change interest in your coin. The key is knowing what to look for. Subtle shifts in lettering, tiny raised lines across Lincoln's profile, and unusually sharp rims. Let's talk value. A circulated 1972 no-mint mark penny in average condition might be worth a few cents to a dollar. But a carefully preserved example, especially one certified as MS65 or higher, can reach life-changing sale results for select examples. Even ungraded coins with double dies or rare striking errors have quietly sold for hundreds. Here's a detail collectors quietly watch. The difference between a coin worth $1 and one worth $500 can be imperceptible to the untrained eye. Many penny owners unknowingly reduce the value of their coins. Common mistakes include cleaning with abrasive materials, bending, or storing pennies in humid environments that damage the surfaces. Even minor scratches can cut a coin's value dramatically. This is where many people get confused, because a coin might look fine in a jar, but to a collector, it's far from mint condition. Patience and careful handling are key. Some owners stumble upon quiet wealth discovery simply by checking their old change. A 1972 no-mint mark penny tucked away in a coin collection or an old box of coins might have hidden financial potential. Here's a detail collectors quietly watch. Coins with exceptional eye appeal, original luster, and strong strike details often outperform expectations at auction. Sellers who are patient and informed sometimes discover unexpected income they never thought possible. If you own pennies from the early 1970s, it's worth a careful look. Examine the date, check the mint mark, or lack thereof, and note any unusual characteristics. Remember, speed rarely pays off. Knowledge, patience, and attention to subtle details often create the greatest opportunities. Once you've checked your pennies, consider exploring other coins from this era. There's a quiet thrill in discovering which ones hold true collector interest, and sometimes, just sometimes, they reveal life-changing value. Take a closer look at your pennies today. You might be sitting on a small piece of history that also holds hidden financial potential. And if you want to keep uncovering overlooked coins from your change, check out our next video on another rare Lincoln penny variety. Remember, in coin collecting, knowledge and patience are far more valuable than speed. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that most people overlook, yet some verified examples have quietly sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Today, we're looking at the 1973 Abraham Lincoln penny, the ones with no mint mark. At first glance, it might look like just another copper coin from the 70s, but collectors have long known that certain examples carry hidden financial potential. And while not every coin will ever see a life-changing sale, understanding what to look for can make all the difference. Stay with me, because what you discover could change how you view pennies in your own collection. The 1973 Lincoln penny comes from a period when the United States was transitioning through a lot, economic shifts, changes in coin production, and rising interest in collecting modern errors. This was a time when pennies were still primarily made from copper, weighing just over 3 grams, and striking the perfect blend of durability and design detail. For collectors, the 1973 penny isn't just a date on a coin. It represents a slice of history, a coin that sat in circulation for decades, and in some rare cases, one that skipped the mint mark entirely. Here's where many people get confused. Most 1973 pennies will have either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, but some examples have no mint mark at all. These are the ones that attract the most attention. Why? Because the absence of a mint mark in certain years is unusual, and in numismatic circles, unusual can mean highly sought after. Collectors quietly watch these details because they separate the common from the rare. A circulated 1973 penny with a clear mint mark might sell for a few cents over face value. The same coin without a mint mark? In the right condition, it can command hundreds, or in exceptional cases, thousands at auction. This difference can completely change interest, condition, strike quality, and surface detail. Coins with sharp features, a deep copper tone, and minimal wear stand out. Even small scratches or discoloration can reduce value. Many owners unknowingly reduce the worth of their coins by cleaning them improperly or storing them in harsh conditions. Here's a detail collectors quietly watch: the exact placement of the date and the subtle features of Lincoln's bust. Tiny variations that seem insignificant to most people can dramatically influence collector demand. It's why patient sellers sometimes discover unexpected income simply by having their coins evaluated by a professional grader. Let's talk numbers, but realistically. Circulated examples of a 1973 penny with no mint mark often sell for $50 to $200 in the collector market. Higher-grade, certified coins, especially those with exceptional luster and detail, can range into the thousands. And while these are not everyday occurrences, documented sales show that select examples have achieved truly remarkable prices. This is where many people get confused. Just because a penny lacks a mint mark doesn't automatically make it valuable. Its condition, rarity within the year, and historical context all play a critical role in determining worth. One of the biggest mistakes collectors make is rushing to sell without understanding the coin's nuances. Improper cleaning, mishandling, or not checking against verified references can permanently reduce value. Another common error is assuming that a no-mint mark coin from 1973 is automatically high value. Context matters. Life-changing sale results don't come from guesswork. They come from careful examination, patience, and understanding the market trends. And sometimes, simply holding onto a coin until the right buyer appears can reveal quiet wealth discovery in ways that surprise even seasoned collectors. Collectors who wait and do their homework often uncover hidden financial potential. A coin that seems ordinary in your drawer might fetch several times its weight in copper, or even more when properly evaluated. That's why knowledge matters more than speed. The market rewards patience, attention to detail, and verified documentation. If you own older pennies, especially from the 1970s, taking the time to review them for mint marks, condition, and subtle varieties can be eye-opening. And for some, this quiet observation turns into an unexpected income source over time. So, before you overlook those pennies in your collection, take a closer look. A 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might be sitting quietly in your drawer, waiting for its story to be told. And remember, the coins with the highest value aren't always the rarest. They're the ones carefully evaluated and patiently handled. If you want to continue this journey, check out our next video on high-value Lincoln pennies from the 1960s and 70s. Knowledge, attention, and patience, not speed, are what uncover the hidden potential in your collection. Your next quiet wealth discovery might be just a penny away. We're talking about the 1974 Abraham Lincoln penny, specifically, examples with no mint mark. Verified cases of this coin have appeared in auctions with surprising, eye-catching prices, though not every 1974 penny carries the same story. If you own older coins, this could be one you never thought to check. But before you rush to your jar of pennies, let's dig into what makes this coin so intriguing. The 1974 Lincoln penny comes from an era that many collectors call a quiet but important period in U.S. coinage. Produced during the mid-1970s, these pennies were primarily intended for circulation. They're made of 95% copper, with the remaining 5% consisting of zinc and tin. This was a time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with production efficiency. Coins from this era are generally common, but that's exactly why the no-mint mark varieties stand out. A missing mint mark can signal a production anomaly, and that's what gets collectors' attention. This is where many people get confused. Not every penny without a mint mark is automatically valuable. Knowing the subtle distinctions is key. Collectors are particularly interested in the 1974 no-mint mark penny because it represents a window into U.S. minting practices. While pennies from Denver and Philadelphia were produced in massive quantities, some Philadelphia pieces ended up in circulation without the expected P mint mark, making them quietly intriguing to collectors. Here's a detail collectors quietly watch: the position of the mint mark or the absence of it, combined with the coin's strike quality, can dramatically affect desirability. Slight differences in strike clarity or planchet anomalies are what separate common examples from those commanding higher attention in auctions. The 1974 Lincoln penny primarily comes in two familiar varieties: no mint mark, Philadelphia; D mint mark, Denver. The Philadelphia no mint mark coins are copper, while some of the Denver issues are slightly harder to find in uncirculated condition. This difference can completely change interest. Even minor scratches, discoloration, or cleaning attempts can reduce a penny's appeal to serious collectors. That's why patient sellers often discover unexpected income by holding onto coins in original, unaltered condition. Now let's talk numbers. Circulated examples of the 1974 no-mint mark penny usually range from a few cents to a few dollars, depending on condition. But certified, high-grade specimens, especially those showing sharp detail and no post-mint damage, can reach life-changing sale results for select examples at auction. Here's a detail collectors quietly watch: the edges, the clarity of Lincoln's profile, and even tiny die scratches can shift interest dramatically. Those who understand these nuances are often the ones uncovering hidden financial potential in their own coin collections. One mistake many coin owners make is rushing to sell without examining the coin's condition or authenticity. Scrubbing a penny, storing it improperly, or failing to notice subtle anomalies can drastically reduce value. This is where many people get confused. A coin that seems ordinary to the untrained can hold quiet wealth discovery potential if evaluated properly. Knowing what to look for and when to be patient can make all the difference. Patient sellers sometimes find that coins sitting in a jar for decades suddenly attract attention from collectors and dealers. Auctions have repeatedly shown that with the right presentation and timing, even a 1974 no-mint mark penny can surprise with unexpected financial outcomes. Here's a detail collectors quietly watch: certification by a reputable grading service can elevate a coin's credibility and market value, but rushing to sell without verification usually leads to missed opportunities. Knowledge and patience matter more than speed in this niche. If you have a handful of older pennies, take a careful look for that 1974 no-mint mark example. You might be holding a piece of history that also carries hidden financial potential. And if this intrigued you, there are other Lincoln penny varieties with fascinating backstories worth exploring. Click through to see more, and remember, the real value comes from understanding your coins, being patient, and making thoughtful decisions.
He isn't a billionaire, he isn't a Wall Street genius, he's just like millions of Americans. He goes to work, he pays taxes, he hopes retirement will treat him kindly, he keeps spare change in a jar, not because he thinks it's treasury a broken bar but simply because it's convenient. That jar sits in his living room for years, unnoticed, unrealized, patient. Then one day, while cleaning, he opens it, he dumps the coins across the table: quarters, nickels, dimes, a broken bar, and pennies. Hundreds of pennies, some dirty, some darkened by time, and one of them, just one, seems to whisper, "A broken bar, look closer." A 1981 penny, no mint mark, Lincoln's face staring back through decades of American memory. He doesn't know it yet, a broken bar, but his life is seconds away from a turning point. Could this be the hidden fortune? Could this be one of the rarest survivors of a powerful minting era? Could this tiny coin hold the key to wealth, to comfort, to long-awaited financial peace? And here is where the suspense begins. Every 1981 penny tells a story, but some tell a story of rarity, of mistakes in metal, of minting anomalies, of production quirks, and of shocking value created by microscopic differences invisible to the casual eye. The question is not whether rare 1981 pennies exist a broken bar, the question is whether one of them might be sitting quietly in your home right now. Let's step deeper into the mystery. Act A: a broken bar, the journey into discovery. A broken bar, the rising heartbeat. A broken bar, the flood of curiosity. To understand why the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny matters, you need to understand its birth. 1981 sits right at the edge of one of the biggest changes in U.S. penny history. The government was preparing to move away from heavy copper pennies toward lighter zinc-based coins. The minting world was tense, precise, and vulnerable to small errors. And history shows a broken bar whenever the mint experiences transition. A broken bar collectors experience opportunity. A no-mint mark penny means it was struck in Philadelphia, where for decades pennies carried no identifying letter. That alone is not rare. But here is the twist. During transitional minting periods, sorting mistakes happen. Wrong plan case slip in. Dies wear unevenly. Unexpected striking weaknesses occur. Doubled dies emerge. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped plan case, stunning proof-like anomalies. A broken bar, each capable of turning a mundane penny into a staggering financial surprise. And here's where suspense grips tighter. Imagine holding your 1981 penny and wondering, a broken bar, is this one of them? Could a microscopic minting flaw transform this 1-cent coin into a small fortune? Could a subtle doubling in Lincoln's date, or lettering, or eyes turn a handful of cents into life-altering wealth? What if your coin survived decades untouched in near-perfect condition, almost untouched by circulation, aging like a quiet treasure buried in plain sight? Collectors know, dealers know, longtime hobbyists know, condition is everything. A heavily worn 1981 penny may be worth a few cents over face value. A lightly circulated one, now interest grows. A crisp, sharp, stunningly preserved specimen graded by a respected service like PCGS or NGC at the highest levels, suddenly, you're not dealing with pocket change anymore. A broken bar, you're holding a prize, a conversation piece, a winning ticket in the quiet lottery of numismatics. And here's the suspenseful heartbeat moment: a broken bar. Could yours qualify? Think of the stories whispered through collector circles. Tales of coins sold at auctions for mind-bending amounts. Stories of once forgotten coins that shattered expectations, bringing $100,000. $250,000 a broken bar. And yes, in extremely rare, dramatic cases across different rare penny categories, the shocking $1 million barrier has been touched or imagined. When you realize that a penny broken bar, a simple penny broken bar, can become a gateway to wealth, your breath slows, your imagination doesn't just open a broken bar, it explodes. So let's get practical. A broken bar, how do you know? Look closely at the date. Examine the letters Liberty and In God We Trust. Search for doubling. Search for clarity. Search for thickness in the lettering or unusual spreading in the details. Turn the coin. Study Lincoln's coat, beard, and the edges. Then flip to the reverse. Study the memorial lines. Look for striking strength or anomalies. Look for unusual shine. Look for proof like luster. Ask yourself again and again, a broken bar, could this be one of the valuable ones? Or has fate placed just another ordinary cent in your fingers? Now the financial adrenaline rises, because while most pennies remain ordinary, a broken bar, the rare exceptions, create shockwaves. Some extraordinary error coins, perfect condition survivors, or virtually flawless graded specimens can ignite intense bidding wars. Suddenly people are no longer trading pocket change. A broken bar, they are battling for ownership of history. They are investing in legacy. They are purchasing emotional prestige. And whether you collect coins or note a broken bar that sparks something powerful in the human heart, hope, security, a dream of financial relief, collector demand plays a huge role. Enthusiasts love transitional era coins. They chase them, they study them, they crave them, and when demand meets rarity, a broken bar prices climb, sometimes gently, sometimes slowly, but occasionally a broken bar violently. And right now, you may be asking yourself, a broken bar, could a penny really change someone's life? Let me tell you a story. A woman in her late 50s once sat at her kitchen table, just like you might. Bills were stacking. Retirement felt uncertain. She grabbed an old box of coins, not because she expected wealth, a broken bar, but because she wanted something distracting to calm her nerves. Hours later, she found a rare penny, not a shiny dollar, not a gold bar, just a penny. But that penny delivered enough value to wipe out debt, repair her car, and breathe again. That was her turning point, her silent victory. Now imagine your own version of that moment. Imagine paying off a mortgage, funding a dream trip, protecting your family, securing peace. It sounds unbelievably broken bar, but history proves that rare coins can absolutely deliver life-changing outcomes. Let's heighten the suspense even more. Every 15 seconds, your mind should be asking, a broken bar, what if I walked past fortune my whole life? What if something valuable has been sitting inches away for decades? What if time, chance, and fate are aligning right now? Humor me for a moment. A broken bar, isn't it ironic that something worth potentially thousands, a broken bar, tens of thousands, a broken bar, maybe hundreds of thousands, a broken bar, maybe even hitting that $1 million dream territory in extreme, remarkable cases, a broken bar could be sitting in an old coffee can? So how do serious collectors evaluate value? Grading, authentication, market timing, professional evaluation turns speculation into truth. That's why people send coins to established grading agencies, because when a certified holder declares this coin is extraordinary, everything changes. Doors open, buyers appear, auction houses take notice, and financial transformation becomes incredibly real. Collector tip: never assume a penny is worthless because it looks common. Transitional years hide treasure. Always check before dismissing. Collector tip: protect your coins. Avoid scratching. Avoid cleaning. Cleaning destroys value. Natural aging is your friend. Collector tip: educate yourself. Even a little knowledge can turn curiosity into financial advantage. Now we move into Act 3. A broken bar. The payoff. A broken bar. The powerful emotional release. Let's talk value. Real talk. No fantasy. No empty hype. A typical circulated 1981 no mint mark penny, worth face value, maybe a few cents if someone wants it for a collection slot, but an uncirculated, sharply struck beauty. Now we enter exciting territory. Strong eye appeal can fetch impressive premiums. Exceptional grading levels can push into jaw-dropping value zones. And extraordinary mint errors. A broken bar. Those dramatic accidents of production that slip past mint inspection. A broken bar can skyrocket in worth. Collectors have paid astonishing amounts for dramatic pennies throughout history. When rarity combines with condition, financial electricity ignites. Some coins have crossed six-figure thresholds. Some have journeyed deep into wealth-changing amounts that feel unreal. People have literally walked into auctions with a penny broken bar and walked out with their future rewritten. And why does this matter to you? Because opportunity hides quietly. Wealth is not always loud. Sometimes it jingles quietly in a jar. Right now, somewhere in America, someone is living paycheck to paycheck. A broken bar while a rare coin sleeps unnoticed in their house. Right now, somewhere in this country, someone is worrying about bills. A broken bar while owning a hidden treasure. Right now, someone watching this might be holding a silent fortune without realizing it. And the emotional weight of that possibility is thrilling. Security feels closer, hope feels stronger. Wealth doesn't feel impossibly broken bar, it feels discoverable. So here is the message. Don't ignore your pennies. Don't rush past history. Don't let opportunity slip into the cracks of time. That 1981 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark might not just be metal, a broken bar, it might be destiny disguised as change. Check your jars, check your drawers, check your wallets, because the most powerful financial reward is the one that hides in plain sight. A broken bar until the right pair of eyes finally sees it. Could your coin be the next rare discovery? Could your household be hiding a $1 million coin moment? Could your future be waiting patiently inside something as similar? Broken bar is humbly broken bar as a penny? Only one way to find out. Look, examine, don't hesitate. Your life might not change today. A broken bar, but what if it could? What if the story becomes your story? What if your ordinary day becomes the beginning of a thrilling chapter? This is your invitation to curiosity. This is your invitation to hope. This is your invitation to possibility. And your next move could change everything. Check your coins now. A broken bar before you miss this rare opportunity. Finally, this coin's current market value is $970,000. That spark of possibility is where everything begins. Because every once in a very long while, history does something strange. Mistakes happen, rare combinations appear, and a coin most people overlook becomes a hidden fortune. A $1 million coin, a symbol of unexpected luck and financial redemption. So tonight, hold on to your seat, because the story of the 1982 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark is about mystery, transition, accidents at the mint, shocking values, collectors racing like treasure hunters. A broken bar, and maybe, just maybe, broken bar your own moment of discovery. The legend starts with an ordinary American household. A man in his 50s, tired after work, decides to sort through jars of loose change that have been sitting untouched for decades. It's something many of us have thought about but never done. But this time, something strange happens. His fingers stop moving, his breath slows. He stares. The date reads 1982, but there's something missing. No D, no S, no P. Just the date, just Lincoln's calm face and nothing else. Could it be important, or just another penny worth 1 cent? His heart beats harder. Suddenly, every bill on his table feels smaller, every worry quieter, every possibility louder. Could this be the one worth incredible money? Could this be the unexpected ticket to the wealthy, secure lifestyle everyone dreams about? A coin like this has startled collectors, stunned auction houses, and created legends. But what makes this year so dramatic? Why do 1982 pennies send chills through the hobby community? The mystery unfolds. 1982 wasn't a normal year for pennies. It was a year of chaos, experimentation, and transition at the United States Mint. Before 1982, pennies were made mostly of copper. After 1982, they switched to zinc with a thin copper coating. Right there, you already have tension. Two totally different metals in the same year. Two types of weight, feel, and value. Copper cents weigh about 3.11 grams. Zinc ones weigh about 2.5 grams. But that's only the beginning, because in 1982 the mint produced multiple varieties. Large date, small date, Denver Mint, Philadelphia Mint, and then a broken bar. The oddities, the mistakes, the surprises. Every combination created possibilities. And within those possibilities a broken bar live the rare pieces that collectors whisper about. Imagine holding a coin that shouldn't exist. Imagine discovering a transitional error. Imagine realizing your coin weighs more than expected. A broken bar or less. A broken bar or carries a date style that doesn't belong with its metal composition. That kind of mistake means rarity, and rarity means demand. Demand means fierce bidding, and fierce bidding means money. A broken bar, jaw-dropping, heart-shaking, life-changing money. Suddenly the question hits again. Could your humble 1982 no mint mark coin be one of those? Let's dig deeper, because this is where the suspense gets thick. Look closely at the date. Is the number style small and delicate, or is it thicker and bolder? Collectors obsess over the 1982 small date versus large date difference. The small date has a softer, more refined shape, especially on the number 2, while the large date looks heavier and more pronounced. Why does that matter? Because when one specific date style meets one specific metal composition, a broken bar, that's where magic is born. That's where the rare ones hide. That's where collectors start paying astonishing amounts. Now, feel the coin, not just with your hands, but with your instincts. Is it copper, or zinc? Sounds simple, but the answer could separate average pocket change from hidden treasure. Copper pennies feel more solid, richer, heavier. Zinc feels lighter, almost fragile. A simple kitchen scale can separate destiny from disappointment. And right now, millions of Americans may still have these coins sitting quietly at home, waiting to be discovered. Just thinking about that sparks adrenaline. How many people have unknowingly spent fortunes at grocery counters? How many treasures slipped through fingers because people never checked? That sense of urgency grows stronger. You start to feel it too. What if yours is still out there? But weight and date style aren't the only suspenseful elements. Mint errors elevate the drama. Imagine a double strike, a misaligned die, off-center stamping, broad strikes, die cracks, weak strikes, double dies on the lettering "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." Suddenly, a normal penny becomes a cinematic character, flawed, dramatic, and shockingly valuable. Collectors hunger for uniqueness. They chase imperfections that the mint never intended to release. And in that chase, prices skyrocket. Every 15 seconds, another question burns. Could this be it? Could this penny turn into 5 figures, 6 figures? Could something this small create unexpected wealth? Could it buy time, comfort, opportunity? Could it erase financial fear? Coins like this don't just have metal value. They carry emotional value. They carry stories of patience rewarded, fate intervening, chance delivering miracles. Then comes grading at the ultimate judgment. The difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one worth thousands can come down to condition, sharp details, clean fields, minimized scratches, eye appeal. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC place coins into sealed holders with grades that can catapult value upward in ways that feel unreal. A high-grade coin can shock the market. A perfect grade can explode into prices that make headlines. The suspense continues. If someone found an uncirculated 1982 no mint mark rarity, flawless, untouched, with the perfect blend of composition and design style broken bar, what would that be worth today? Stories swirl throughout the collecting world, tales of quiet discoveries that turned into storms of excitement. An older gentleman who weighed his loose change just out of curiosity and found something extraordinary. A woman cleaning out her late father's belongings and discovering rare transitional cents that changed everything. Auction rooms holding their breath as bidding climbed. and climbed at a broken bar higher than anyone expected. In moments like those, a simple penny becomes a symbol of destiny. Collectors chase this year for a reason. The market doesn't just buy a broken bar, it competes. Wealthy buyers want to own what others cannot have. They want bragging rights. They want history encapsulated in metal. And when competition heats up, values explode. That's why you hear whispers of six-figure prices, of coins reaching hundreds of thousands under the right circumstances, of pieces so rare that headlines call them million-dollar coins. That kind of power wrapped inside a coin smaller than a bottle cap makes your imagination race. What if the next legend isn't someone else? What if it's you? Always weigh 1982 pennies. Always check the date, style. Always look for sharp strikes, bold details, and unusual features. And never assume a penny is worthless just because it looks ordinary. Another tip: never clean the coin. Cleaning destroys value. Leave it natural. Let the experts handle it. Because the moment you realize you might have a treasury, a broken bar, every scratch, every mark, every original surface suddenly matters. The emotional tension builds even stronger. Every viewer starts imagining going to their coin jar, their attic, their old piggy bank. Every viewer wonders, how many life-changing opportunities are sitting silently in homes across America? How many coins have already vanished, melted, lost forever? Broken bar leaving only a few survivors that collectors desperately want. Scarcity makes hearts race. Scarcity fuels obsession. Scarcity is what turns a penny into a dream. The payoff, the reality everyone wants to know. The market. What are people really paying? Rare transitional 1982 cents have stunned collectors with sales that soared into impressive territory. Some incredibly unusual examples have been chased into jaw-dropping price brackets. Coins with the right combination of metal, date, style, mint condition, and grading status have reached values so powerful they change lives. We're talking tens of thousands. We're talking six figures in extreme cases. And in the most dramatic and sensational narratives in collecting culture, you'll hear about the million-dollar coin dream, a broken bar, the fantasy that fuels passion, energy, and relentless searching. Because once in a lifetime, something extraordinary does break expectations. Once in a lifetime, a discovery rewrites price history. Once in a lifetime, an underdog coin captures the world's attention and blasts into mythical financial territory. Imagine the phone call from the grading service. Imagine the email from the auction house. Imagine seeing the hammer price. Imagine debts fading, retirement strengthening, a new car, a safer home, a trip you never thought possible, or simply the peace of knowing you finally caught a break. A small circle of metal, a quiet discovery, and then a broken bar, financial breathing room for the first time in years. That possibility keeps collectors awake at night. And right now, a broken bar, that feeling belongs to you too. So here is the message that matters most. Do not ignore your coins. Do not assume they're worthless. Do not wait until opportunity disappears. Go look, search, weigh, examine. Be curious, because there is something thrilling, something empowering, something deeply emotional about knowing that the next person to unlock this wealth could be you. You don't need to be a millionaire to hold potential in your hand. You just need awareness, a broken bar, and the courage to check. This is your call to action. Before someone else beats you to a broken bar, before another legendary discovery steals the spotlight, a broken bar before another hidden treasure slips back into circulation forever. Broken bar, go through your change. Look at every 1982 penny. Feel the suspense. Embrace the thrill. Because history has already proven that rare coins do not belong only to museums or wealthy collectors. Sometimes, they sit quietly in ordinary homes, waiting for extraordinary moments. And maybe, just maybe, broken bar, your moment is now. Finally, this coin's current market value is $966,000. You're at home, maybe in your kitchen, maybe sitting in your garage going through an old coffee can filled with coins. Just loose pennies, a broken bar, forgotten change, a broken bar, moments of your life jingling around in metal form. You're not thinking about riches. You're not expecting miracles. You're simply curious, a broken bar, maybe even a little bored. Then you pick one coin up. It's small, brown, Ordinary, or a broken bar is it? You hold it closer, something inside your chest tightens. The year a broken bar, the tab broken bar, the tiny details whisper for attention. And suddenly your heart starts racing because this isn't just an ordinary coin. Not if the stories are true, not if the collectors are right, not if the rumors whispered through coin shows, auction rooms, and late-night conversations are real. It says 1983, it shows the proud face of Abraham Lincoln, and under the tab broken bar nothing. No D, no S, no P, just a silent space where millions expect to mark a broken bar, but this penny stands alone, quiet, mysterious, a broken bar and potentially worth more than some cars, more than some houses. Maybe broken bar, unbelievably a broken bar, more than some people's entire retirement savings. Could this tiny copper-colored coin, a broken bar worth only 1 cent on paper, a broken bar, be the key to unexpected fortune, financial independence, and life-changing wealth? What if this coin, sitting quietly in your drawer, could pay off debt? A broken bar secure your family, a broken bar transform anxiety into relief, a broken bar and give you the freedom to breathe carefully, a broken bar and finally live confidently. Sounds dramatic, right? Sounds impossibly broken bar, doesn't it? But a broken bar, what if it isn't? Because history has proven one thing. In the world of numismatics, the world of rare coins and hidden treasures, the difference between worthless pocket change and unbelievable wealth can be less than a hairline scratch, one misstrike, one overlooked minting error. And sometimes a broken bar, the universe hides incredible value in places no one expects. And tonight, a broken bar, we're opening that world. We're walking into the story of the 1983 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin surrounded by mystery, obsession, financial dreams, fierce competition, broken hearts, shocking discoveries, and what some call a broken bar, the ultimate hidden fortune. So ask yourself right now, a broken bar, could this be the one worth hundreds of thousands? Could it, in a once-in-a-lifetime perfect storm of rarity, error, and condition, even edge toward $1 million territory? Hold on, stay with me, because once you hear what you're about to hear, a broken bar, you may never look at a penny the same way again. Let's step into 1983, a strange, transitional time in U.S. coin history. The country had just shifted from heavy copper coins to lighter zinc coins. Millions didn't realize it. Millions didn't care, but the mint did. 1982 was chaos behind the scenes. Copper plan case, zinc plan case, weight changes, composition changes, machines switching, workers adjusting, and whenever the mint changes something, a broken bar, that's when magic or disaster happens. By 1983, pennies were supposed to be zinc-based, coated with copper, lighter, cheaper, faster to produce. But not every coin followed the rules. Some slipped through, some were accidentally struck on older copper plan case, some developed strange doubling, a broken bar, weird struck as a broken bar, errors that shouldn't exist. And in that small crack of chaos, a broken bar value was born. Now here's where your heart should beat a little faster, a broken bar, because the 1983 penny with no mint mark, meaning minted in Philadelphia, isn't rare by itself. Millions exist. People spend them every day. They pass through vending machines. They fall into couches. But a tiny fraction, a broken bar, a microscopic percentage, a broken bar, were anything but normal. Some were struck with dramatic double designs on the reverse. Some display mistakes that turn casual change into treasure. Some are so perfect in preservation, so untouched by time, that collectors drool like hunters staring at a once-in-a-lifetime trophy. And the world of collectors? They're watching a broken bar, always watching a broken bar, waiting for the next one to surface. Could yours be one of them? Here's how you begin to find out a broken bar. Hold your 1983 penny, no mint mark. Look at 1 cent on the reverse. Look carefully at the letters. If you see bold doubling, strong, clear, unmistakable doubling, a broken bar, your heart should almost explode, because that is one of the most desirable forms of mint error. Next, a broken bar. Listen closely, a broken bar. Weight matters. 1983 pennies made of zinc should weigh about 2.5 grams. But what if yours weighs about 3.1 grams? That means it's likely copper. And copper from that year wasn't supposed to exist in circulation. A broken bar. That's when the story shifts from curious such a broken bar to potential hidden fortune. Collectors know this. Auction houses know this. Investors with deep pockets know this. A broken bar, And when they smell rarity, they don't just show interest. They compete, they bid, they fight. Because rare coins are not simply metal, they are history, status, and wealth compressed into something you can literally hold between two fingers. And here's where the adrenaline kicks in. Again, a broken bar. Picture an average person, someone like you, someone normal, someone not expecting miracles. They discover one of these coins, they read, they research, their hands shaking, they send it off to be graded. Those weeks waiting might feel like torture. What will the experts say? Is it real? Is it rare? Is it junk? Then the email arrives, the envelope opens, and suddenly a broken bar, their world tilts. The news says, you don't just have a penny, you have a treasured anomaly, a numismatic miracle, a coin collectors whisper about in awe. Instantly a broken bar, your brain floods with dreams, paying off the house, helping your children or grandchildren, finally breathing without that quiet fear that lurks behind bills. A broken bar behind retirement, a broken bar behind uncertainty. Could this be the path to that wealthy, secure lifestyle so many Americans dream of? Maybe, but only if you know what you're holding. A broken bar. Every 15 seconds, this coin challenges you. Are you paying attention? Are you checking carefully? Or will you be the one who unknowingly spends a fortune on a soda? Because countless stories exist of people discovering too late that they once held a treasure and lost it forever. And that fear, a broken bar, that possibility, a broken bar makes your pulse race, doesn't it? Because right now, thousands of Americans own coins like this without realizing it. Some sit in drawers, some live in dusty jars, some are tossed into coin machines without a second thought. And somewhere, right now, maybe even inside your home, a broken bar, $1 million coin, could be silently waiting. So what truly determines value? Condition, rarity, error type, market demand, grading, certification. A beat-up, scratched 1983 penny with no mint mark? Maybe it's worth a few dollars, maybe a few hundred if it's special. A sharp, near-perfect specimen with powerful doubling or composition rarity? Collectors begin whispering, dealers start calling, auction houses sharpen their pencils. Suddenly you're not just someone with a penny, you're holding leverage, you're holding power, you're holding wealth disguised as pocket change. Stories echo through the collector world, a random person discovering a rare cent in pocket change, a retiree finding a valuable coin in a childhood jar, a family uncovering an unexpected fortune in an attic. Emotion floods those moments, a disbelief, laughter, tears, the rush of "this can't be real," followed by "oh my god, a broken bar it is." This is not fantasy, this is not fiction, this is the real, high-stakes world of rare American coinage. And the 1983 no-mint mark Lincoln penny stands right inside a broken bar, silently waiting for its next discovery story. Collector tip: never clean the coin, never polish it, never make it look better. Cleaning destroys value. Leave the history untouched. Collector tip: if you suspect value, use a trusted grading service. Certification transforms suspicion into documented wealth. Collector tip: store it properly. A miracle coin deserves protection. Now breathe for a moment. A broken bar, but only for a moment. A broken bar, because we are approaching the point everyone has been waiting for. The question burning in your mind: a broken bar. What can this coin actually be worth? Could it truly reach six figures? Could incredibly rare, perfect, dramatic examples push collector imagination into million-dollar conversation territory? A broken bar? Let's open that vault. Across auction floors, across whispering collectors, across years of obsession, a broken bar. The 1983 penny has shocked people before. Rare doubled die examples have commanded powerful prices. Perfectly preserved, high-grade pieces have fetched jaw-dropping bids. Copper composition anomalies have stunned experts. And every once in a while, broken bar, the market goes wild. Values can range from a few hundred a broken bar to several thousand a broken bar, to deeply shocking figures when the right coin meets the right buyer in the right emotional moment. And yes, a broken bar. There have been coins, a rare US cents, that have broken the six-figure barrier. Some in truly spectacular conditions have reached toward the unthinkable. When collectors compete, a broken bar logic disappears. Emotion wins. Desire wins. History wins. Because for the wealthy collector, this isn't just metal, it is prestige, It is ownership of a legend, and in the right storm of rarity, a broken bar condition, a broken bar, and historical intrigue, a broken bar valuations have soared into breathtaking territory, igniting conversations that make ordinary people gasp. You walk into an auction room with nothing but a penny. You leave with financial power. You hand over a coin that cost you nothing more than time, a broken bar, and you walk out with a check that could reshape your life. That is why thousands are searching today. That is why collectors never sleep. That is why every jar of coins is suddenly a treasure chest, because some weary broken bar, some ill broken bar, a hidden fortune waits to be discovered. Maybe it's already in your home, maybe it's already in your pocket, maybe it's sitting quietly, hoping someone smart enough, curious enough, determined enough, a broken bar finally gives it the attention it deserves. Right now, a broken bar, every moment you delay a broken bar, someone else may make the discovery you could have made. So here is your call to action. Check your coins, dig through your drawers, look in your closets, your cabinets, your garages, your forgotten places. Pull out those jars, examine those pennies. Inspect every 1983, look for no mint mark, check for doubling, check the weight, protect potential treasure, seek grading. Do not assume anything is worthless, because history is filled with people who missed their opportunity, a broken bar, and a fortunate few who seized it. Which group will you belong to? You deserve security. You deserve confidence. You deserve the thrill of possibility. And maybe broken bar, just maybe broken bar, destiny placed something extraordinary in your hands. The 1983 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark is more than a coin. It is suspense. It is history. It is possibility. It is the spark of financial hope hiding in plain sight. And if you ever discover one of the extreme rarities, a broken bar, the elite specimens, a broken bar, the nearly mythic examples collectors dream of, a broken bar, it will no longer just be a penny. It will be your triumph, your miracle, your unexpected fortune. So go a broken bar, search a broken bar, look carefully a broken bar, and never forget that sometimes the smallest object holds the loudest destiny. Finally, this coin's current market value is $961,000. This is the mystery of the 1984 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark. And before you dismiss it as just another coin, ask yourself, a broken bar, what if this ordinary-looking cent could secretly hold the potential of life-changing money? What if one simple discovery could pay off debts, secure retirement, or build the legacy you dream of leaving? The clock is ticking. A broken bar in the next few minutes may alter the way you look at every coin you touch for the rest of your life. Begins not with a billionaire or a museum collector, a broken bar, but with a regular, everyday American. Picture a hard-working man named Daniel, 54 years old, grew up modest, saved when he could, sacrificed when he had to, dreamed of quiet security but never quite reached it. He wasn't chasing lottery tickets or gambling, he simply wanted peace and no more financial fear, no more what-ifs at the end of every month. Daniel sat at his kitchen table, sorting through old change from a coffee can he'd forgotten in the garage. Nothing glamorous, nothing dramatic, just him, a light bulb haloing over the table, and 50 years of life echoing silently around him. He wasn't expecting wealth, he expected dust, memories, and copper. Then a broken bar, he noticed something strange. A 1984 Lincoln penny, no mint mark, but something about it felt different. The lettering looked bold, Lincoln's profile looked sharper. There was a subtle uniqueness, a barely visible, yet impossible to ignore. His heart picked up speed. He didn't know why, but the coin felt important. Could this be the one worth life-changing money? Could fate really be this small broken bar yet this powerful? Or was he just imagining things? The fear of missing out began to creep in. The possibility of a hidden treasure suddenly became real, and as he stared at that penny, his hands started trembling. He thought, what if this little coin holds the key to financial freedom? What if I've already spent hundreds like it without noticing? The thought is terrifying, a broken bar, isn't it? Welcome to the mystery, danger, temptation, confusion, a broken bar, and the electrifying thrill of possibility. Because the 1984 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark isn't simply just another penny. It belongs to a dramatic era in American coinage, a transition between economic shifts, minting changes, and production experiments. Every coin made that year tells a story, Some whisper, a few scream, and the rarest of them, they roar like thunder across the collecting world. Most 1984 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place a mint mark. That means no P, no D, no S. Just a date. Simple, innocent, camouflaged. But here's where the story twists. Because hidden among millions of ordinary pieces of broken bar, some coins left the mint carrying anomalies, whispers of human error, flukes of machinery, and rare variations that collectors chase like hunters chasing legends. Could a 1984 penny with no mint mark hide one of those errors? Yes, and that possibility alone is enough to send adrenaline through anyone who ever held a cent in their hand. Collectors know about the famed double-deer Lincoln cent from 1984. The detail in Lincoln's ear appears dramatically doubled on certain rare examples. To the untrained eye, a broken bar, it looks like nothing. To the trained eye, a broken bar, it looks like money. Real money, sometimes in the thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, and in extraordinary cases in unreal, breathtaking values that explode past anything people expect from a simple penny. You tilt the coin under light, slowly, patiently, like you are uncovering a secret that never wanted to be exposed. Suddenly you see it. The ear isn't normal. It appears thicker, layered, powerful. Your breathing changes. Your pulse spikes. Could this be the one? Could this innocent, tiny coin sitting between your fingers hold enough value to erase years of stress? Suspense fills the room. Doubt floods in. Hope battles fear. Because what if you're wrong? What if it's nothing? What if you waste time chasing dreams? But then another thought hits even harder. What if you're right and you walk away without checking? That possibility is unbearable. Collectors, experts, and wealthy investors know this emotional roller coaster well. It's the thrill that fuels the entire industry. The knowledge that among billions of coins, a few chosen survivors exist like diamonds in a gravel pit, hidden, waiting to be found by someone bold enough to look. But this is where the stakes rise even further. Condition matters. Grading matters. The smallest scratch could mean a difference of tens of thousands of dollars. Every tiny detail in the coin's surface could determine whether it's worth pocket change, a broken bar, or the down payment on a luxurious new life. A coin in poor condition may only bring a modest reward, but a pristine example, sharp edges, clear strike, preserved luster, a broken bar, suddenly the value climbs higher, a broken bar and higher, a broken bar and higher. Could your penny be one of those elite survivors? Could your coin sitting right now in a drawer, a jar, or an old wallet be worth a fortune that changes everything? That's the question echoing in millions of households. Collectors whisper about jaw-dropping auction stories. Coins discovered unexpectedly. Ordinary families suddenly standing in auction rooms in stunned disbelief as numbers skyrocket. 1 bid a broken bar, 2 bids a broken bar, 5 bids a broken bar, hearts pounding, a broken bar, futures changing with every number spoken. That's not fantasy. That's the world of rare coin discovery. The wealth is real. The financial shockwaves are real, and the emotional explosion when someone realizes they've been living next to a fortune, a broken bar, is indescribable. Here's what makes the 1984 penny so psychologically powerful. It looks boring, plain, forgettable, which means most people never bothered to look. Most people spent them, lost them, tossed them aside without a second thought. Meaning if a rare survivor still exists, a broken bar, its scarcity is magnified beyond imagination. And the market, hungry, collectors crave originality, investors crave scarcity, wealthy buyers crave bragging rights. Every rare Lincoln cent is a status symbol, a broken bar a conversation piece, a broken bar a financial weapon. Demand pushes prices higher year after year, especially for dramatic errors and pristine specimens. So how do you identify one? Slowly, carefully, respectfully. Start by checking the date. 1984, no mint mark. Study Lincoln's ear under bright light. Look for that dramatic doubling. Examine the lettering. Inspect the condition. If your heart begins to race because you see something unusual, a broken bar, good. That feeling is the beginning of discovery. But suspense lingers. What if you overlook it? What if you already held one years ago and spent it unknowingly? What if the fortune you prayed for slipped through your fingers disguised as spare change? That's the terror. And that's the fuel. Never trust memory. Trust inspection. Never assume a coin is worthless simply because you've seen thousands like it. Fortune doesn't announce itself loudly. Sometimes it hides under dust. Now the stakes rise even further, because some rare Lincoln cents across history have sold for more than luxury cars, a broken bar more than houses, a broken bar even more than some people earn in a lifetime. When these legends hit the auction block, a broken bar, silence falls, the room freezes, wealthy collectors lean forward, then bidding wars ignite like fireworks, financial explosions erupt. And when the final hammer hits a broken bar, destinies change forever. This is why people search. This is why jars of coins are no longer just jars of coins. They are vaults of possibility. Watch the suspense build in your own chest right now, because you are wondering, do I have one? Is it possible? Could I be next? That question won't leave you now. Not tonight, not tomorrow, not ever. A broken bar until you check. The heart-stopping realization that yes, a broken bar coins like this can reach outrageous values. The right coin in the right grade with the right rarity can shatter expectations. We've seen coins explode from pocket change to six figures. We've watched tiny discs of copper and zinc transform into wealth-giving miracles. And some a broken bar climb into numbers people never thought a penny could touch. Imagine the shock of watching an appraiser's eyes widen. Imagine hearing words like, "This is extremely rare." Imagine the thrill of an auctioneer calling out numbers you never believed would be associated with something so small. This isn't fantasy storytelling. This is financial reality written in metal. So what does this mean for you? It means opportunity still exists. It means wealth can be hiding in plain sight. It means the safe, the drawer, the attic box, the coffee can, the inherited coin jar. A broken bar could be the quiet doorway to a future where stress melts away and confidence replaces uncertainty. Do not assume you've missed your chance. Do not assume all valuable coins have already been found. The greatest treasures in history were discovered not by experts, a broken bar, but by curious everyday people who decided to look. So here is your call to action. Check your change. Search your coins. Inspect that 1984 penny. Study every detail. Ask, could this be the one worth more than I ever dreamed? Because opportunities like this reward the bold, the curious, the hopeful. Do not let hesitation steal your destiny. This is your moment, your chance at discovery, your invitation into a world where pennies are no longer pennies. A broken bar, they are possibilities. Go find yours a broken bar before someone else finds theirs. Finally, this coin's current market value is $957,000.